All right, everyone, hello. Thank you for joining and welcome to NetElixir's newest webinar centered on getting your website geared up and ready to tackle this upcoming holiday season. We'll be sharing holiday e-commerce trends and how you can optimize your search engine marketing to really get found online, convert customers, and make the most of this upcoming peak season. We bring you this webinar in partnership with our friends at UPS. UPS, we found they really go beyond logistics. This knowledge sharing and this whole partnership is really a testament to that. The goal is really just to get you guys growing your online business. My name is Alyssa Zaremba. I'm a marketing manager here at NetElixir, and I'll be the host of today's session. Before we get into the presentation, I do have some housekeeping guidelines. All attendees are on mute, so if you experience any technical difficulties during the webinar, please just type it into the question bar at the bottom of your GoToWebinar panel, and we'll try to get to it as soon as we can. At the end of the webinar, we will be taking questions from the audience. So if you think of anything during the webinar, just type them in as we go, and we'll do our best to answer as many as we can at the end. And lastly, the webinar recording and the PowerPoint will be sent to all of the attendees afterwards. So I'm very excited to be joined today by Udayan Bose. He's our founder and CEO of NetElixir. He is also the co-founder of PartyBingo.com and a guest lecturer at Cornell University and City University of New York. We're also joined today by Ron Toth. He's a client development manager at NetElixir. Ron is Google certified. He has over 10 years of experience in search engine marketing too, so excited about what they have to share with us today. To start us off with holiday trends, I'll pass the baton to Udayan Bose.
Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you very much. This promises to be a very interesting holiday season. Interesting for multiple reasons. I mean, obviously the year started off very strong. Started off very strong in terms of the overall e-commerce sales. The last couple of months, I must admit, has been a little slow. In fact, to be very precise, from the 27th of May, we are seeing a little bit of a slowdown in terms of the overall online sales, essentially. So that is interesting. And we are very eagerly tracking the back to school numbers, because we have been doing this forecast for the last about this would be our 9th year now, and we have seen that back to school numbers or results are a tremendous predictor of the holiday outcome or the results as well. So it will be interesting also for a reason, because Amazon has become even stronger. I mean, what's new? So last year they had almost about 35-40%. I mean, this year they should definitely have more than 40% of all the sales in US, which happens during holidays. That's huge. Amazon Echo with the voice search part also is a very interesting proposition. So it would be an exciting holiday season. And let me share some of the trends with all of you. E-commerce forecasts have just started coming, and the first one is eMarketers. They are going a little conservative compared to what their forecast was last year. Overall, we at NetElixir have been sort of coming up with our forecast as well, and we have been fairly on the dot for the last about 5 years now. I think we have just missed forecast if you compare with the ComScore or the NRF final numbers only in 1 year, which was 2012, where our forecast numbers didn't really match up to the actuals, which were declared by NRF at the end of it. We are projecting a slightly more conservative as well compared to last year. It would be closer to about 9.5 to 10%. This again is driven by multiple reasons, but we are really sort of approaching this holiday season with a bit of a let us say cautious optimism, I think is the right word. There is obviously the Amazon effect, which there is a huge drive which Amazon is making, and strategically they have done a lot of stuff right. Strategically, in terms of whether it is sort of really going ahead and pushing the Amazon Echo and the Alexa, that I think was a brilliant move. And voice search, we are expecting, should account for at least 1 percentage point of all the sales which really happens this holiday season. That will be quite fascinating. The second is, obviously, we know that the marketplace has become very dominant. In fact, last year Amazon also surpassed Google in terms of the number of product searches which were happening on Amazon. Smaller retailers as well as mid-sized retailers literally sort of flocking onto Amazon despite the challenges. We had a webinar which Alyssa had done a couple of months back, which showed that merchants, despite having reservations, selling on Amazon just because the margins are tight, etc. they are still sort of flocking to Amazon just because of the reach which Amazon provides. So that marketplace will play a massive role this year as well. And last but not the least, its recent acquisition of Whole Foods. We believe that the whole food integration probably will be complete just in time for the holiday season. So what happens with that obviously remains interesting, and it'll be interesting to see as to how really Amazon sort of uses that play during holidays. But all in all, one thing that we can all be sure of, that they would account at least 40 to 45% of all the holiday sales online or e-commerce that really happens would really go to Amazon or go through Amazon. The third one is more of morphing of the online and offline strategies. So this one is interesting primarily because we are very clearly seeing a push towards the store as well. So it's almost like a blending in of the online and offline, and this has been significantly driven by the next one, which is basically mobile. We are experiencing almost like a 160% increase in the overall number of searches which are near me searches, right? A store near me, maybe a Macy's near me, etc. So those searches have really gone through the roof. That's playing a massive role as well. Secondly, that combined with your let us say Google Assistant or whatever, one of those voice assistants is also sort of driving a significant amount of store traffic also. Very interestingly, I think the big question that we are trying to ask is how big would be order online and pick up in store. So that I think will sort of go up, in our opinion, quite substantially as well. So some of the trends are very interesting. It's very interesting because we are going through a pretty transition time, right, where Amazon is becoming more and more strong. Voice search is suddenly a new channel which has come up. We are seeing a lot of traditional retail models really sort of fall through. And we obviously are sort of seeing a lot of acquisitions in the place, a lot of new business models. Mobile is sort of changing the game altogether. So very, very fascinating time. And we have, as I mentioned, since 2008 come up with our holiday forecasts. And this year we are also sort of releasing our holiday forecast as well. In fact, we have a holiday calendar that we are sort of offering to all the attendees essentially of this webinar as well. And Alyssa will sort of talk more about that. But very quickly, this year holiday is very interesting because the number of days between Thanksgiving and Christmas is probably the highest in the last about 10 years now, if I'm not wrong. So that means that you have more time. The shoppers have more time to decide and buy. We still believe that despite having more time, there would be a significant amount of bunching of all the orders or purchases made in the last few days, because that's very, very typical trend that we have been seeing, almost like those late comers to the party, literally. So they tend to make those purchases between 20th and literally 23rd. So that's probably going to continue as such. Though we also may expect that merchants would be a little more creative in terms of using the different days, just because you have more days. So very specific product, specific promotions probably will go up a little bit. And it'll just be how smartly you are able to sort of plan those promotions and how well you are able to execute, which can provide you a big edge as well. Voice search late purchases will be big. So that's something which I just mentioned in the earlier ones. I wouldn't. This thing, the last minute purchases obviously will sort of go up. That's again something which I sort of mentioned already. Order online and pick up in store is also what I've sort of alluded to as well. Mobile phones, 30% at least in terms of purchases would be made using the mobile devices. That I think will be a big trend. Very interesting. The last one is interesting. So we first of all, this really became a trend, and this really became observable as a trend in 2013, that post Christmas shopping really sort of started spiking, even online, and I'm talking about purely the online stuff. And interestingly, last year, believe it or not, the day of 28th of December, I believe 27th and 28th of December had a comparable sales number to some of the larger retail days in the holiday season. So that's how big the post holiday or post Christmas shopping has become. And we believe that this is a trend which will continue. And we are almost like calling it, rather than the gift buying season, it's almost like a me buying season as well. Almost like a me buys will sort of go up quite substantially as well. So very interesting times, Alyssa. I think just overall so much going on. I think all that the retailers can do is just keep their eyes and ears open and be a little more prepared for the holiday season, because this will be a holiday season like there never has been one like this before. So with this, let me hand it back to you, Alyssa. And yep.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Udayan. Common holiday mistakes in terms of search engine marketing. So paid search is the #1 channel for new customer acquisition, but we come across many companies who are not making the most of it. They're not seeing it as a growth channel that it can be because they make mistakes. I mean, everyone does. It's not easy. Google changes its algorithms on average of just twice a day. To do paid search manually, especially in-house, is time consuming, and it takes a dedicated, very knowledgeable resource. But when done right, you can see exponential growth. So we wanted to shed light on 3 mistakes to help you avoid these for the holidays. We will then show what you should be doing and share tactics for success in PPC and shopping ads. But number 1, improper targeting. The great thing about Google Ads is their ability to hyper-target your customer. But we find companies not taking advantage of this. They're not taking advantage of the local shopper, for instance. And we find this to be a huge and honestly a lazy mistake, especially for small businesses. A one-size-fits-all online ad will just mean that you're wasting your budget on locations where shoppers are just not converting for you. Another mistake within the improper targeting is you're not differentiating between your audience types. You sell red shoes. You have a shopper looking to buy a holiday gift. Mary, for instance, searches for red shoes. She clicks on your ad and then bounces off your site immediately because maybe she doesn't like what she sees. On the other hand, you have a shopper, Ben, who searches those red shoes, clicks on your ad, stays on your product page, adds the items to his cart, searches a little bit more within your site. Right, so 2 very different customer journeys. Mary's not very engaged on your website. Ben's about to make a purchase. So why would you be showing these 2 the same ads? Companies need to make sure that they're analyzing their audience and making them feel special and adapting your campaigns accordingly. Equally important, though, is not targeting the wrong customers. So it sounds similar, but we see that it's very easy for companies just starting out in paid search to not exclude audiences and click that feature in AdWords in their ads. Many are targeting unrelated and therefore unprofitable audiences. Second, wasting your ad budget. So poor targeting will, of course, mean that you're not seizing the opportunity for a higher ROI, but beyond that, we have found that companies not allocating their ad budgets to advertise the right products, that's happening a lot too. You can't have a common budget across all product categories. Spending money or wasting money rather by bidding on a low margin, low converting products is clearly a mistake, for instance, as well. And lastly, a very common and dreaded holiday e-commerce mistake is having your website shut down completely, right? Or having an outage in your AdWords account entirely. There's countless revenue that can be lost because of a down site or a stalled campaign during what may be your busiest time of year, right? Imagine that your site goes down on Black Friday. So here's what you shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't make any major changes during your peak hours, right? So run your URL validator during non-peak hours. Schedule your auto tagging of new ad copies, for instance, during non-peak hours as well, and upload them at least 48 to 72 hours before that offer goes live on the website. Don't be too eager and don't act right in the moment during a crucial hour or crucial selling time. If you had feed uploads scheduled every day, ensure that you're not pushing new feeds during peak hours because products do go under review after an upload, which can really impact your reach. On the account outage side for AdWords, it may be common sense, it may not be, but use a primary credit card with a high credit limit. You don't want to see that you're getting a high ROI with your ad campaigns and want to up your spend only to find that your credit limit is maxed out. So we recommend adding a second card as a backup with a credit limit that can handle at least 3 days ad spend so that you do get time to fix your primary card in case of an issue. We say 3 days because, a problem could happen on a Friday evening, for instance, and then you're not in office till Monday to handle it. Before we show paid search and shopping ad tactics for you to run with and implement, here's a little bit about us, because right now you might be wondering, if you're not a current client or partner of ours, what's our deal? Well, NetElixir is a search marketing agency. We're relentlessly focused on retail. We specialize in paid search management, SEO, and paid social. We are a Google Premier Partner as well. We've actually recently been selected by Google as one of only just 5 agencies in North America to be shortlisted for their Search Innovation Award. We also conduct our own primary market research on digital marketing and consumer buying behavior. And we've also built our own technology for paid search optimization and management, which has really taken off. We have driven amazing holiday results for our clients over the years as well. We're excited to release our 2016 numbers soon, but year over year since 2012 to 2015, as you can see here, our clients have grown at least 3x the industry average. We're also a proud partner of Google, UPS, of course, Bing, and Forrester. Our clients range from small businesses to larger enterprise-level retailers, and their industries cross several sectors. To the right, you could see just a few examples of clients that we've helped, all seeing double-digit and in some instances triple-digit growth numbers in just the first year alone after working with our team. All right, so let's get into it. The paid search holiday tactics. We have 3 specific tactics for PPC, text ads, display, and 3 for shopping ads, PLAs. Why not SEO? Well, SEO, the process of increasing your organic search results, does take time. We find at least 6 months to get things ramped up for Google to start recognizing the changes you're making in organic. And we really don't have that kind of time, right? The holidays are just around the corner. We want to share what you can be doing now and throughout the holiday season so that you're yielding results fast. So number 1, mobile. I know Udayan talked about mobile being a big trend this holiday season. It has been for a while now. We really want all online retailers to be not only thinking mobile friendly, but mobile first. So shaping their whole entire ad campaigns, their whole digital marketing strategy around the mobile customer rather than desktop. Because we are seeing that in many industries, in most I should say, mobile market share, people coming to your site from mobile is upwards of 50% now. So we recommend under PPC isolating your longer tail searches, those end of the funnel mobile searches where your customers really know what they want, and catering ads accordingly, lowering your default bids to the lowest value possible here, and also deploy aggressive mobile modifiers and very mobile specific ads to reach those mobile customers. You can also add ad customizers to push ongoing promos. So for instance, you can see in that image there, you can highlight the sale of a certain product and tell your shoppers, hurry up, Cyber Monday sales end in just 2 hours. Secondly, targeted ads. Making sure that you're creating very hyper-targeted campaigns for your top-selling products. We mentioned one of the mistakes is having just a blanket budget across all types of product categories, and in some instances you might be bidding on a product that's low margin, low converting. So make sure that you're segmenting your SKUs and focusing on your top sellers. We also encourage you to revisit day parting. So the time of day that your shoppers are searching and converting matters. You can target accordingly because shoppers are more aggressive during the holidays. Your normal customer shopping hours may have shifted during this time. We also encourage you to have customized messages for engaged audience. We mentioned one mistake being having a blanket ad for audiences of all types and levels of engagement. For instance, that customer Mary who just clicked your ad and then didn't even spend a few seconds on your website shouldn't be getting the same kind of targeting or message as someone who added an item to a cart. So for these cart abandoners, you could really make use of display remarketing. Give your customers some incentive to come back to your site when they're surfing elsewhere on the web. Offer them a promo code, for instance. Number 3, target in-store shoppers with geofencing. So there's an opportunity to convert these price-sensitive millennials with a limited time mobile-specific promo code. We also encourage you to convince convenience shoppers who hate waiting in queues to convert with a buy online, pick up in store type messaging. You can also overlay customer match and audience lists to target repeat customers. Another tactic is to capture your competitors' in-store shoppers. So for people that are shopping in-store around your competitors' brick and mortars, you can actually target those locations, and when they're on their phone, because we all are while we're in store, searching for products that they're maybe seeing at your competitor's store, you can show them your ad and convert your competitor's in-store shopper into your e-commerce buyer now. Lastly, you can pull your customer search location into ads. So we're talking a lot about being, hyper-targeted and very personal with your shoppers. So if I'm from Massachusetts, for instance, and I'm searching for garlic bulbs and seeds for some reason, I can see an ad that actually pulls my location into the ad. I feel like it's a lot more personal, and we found that by adding customers' locations and customer-specific information into your ads, you're boosting your click-through rate. All right, paid search. We have 3 more for paid search specifically. NetElixir has developed this pyramid model to maximize ROI for shopping campaigns specifically, and we use this for our clients. So here's the steps. You want to download your product performance report, and you're going to want to identify your best performing product categories and segments, and bid the lowest for all products to ensure visibility, but increase your bid amount to scale. So by that, we mean for your top performing IDs, make sure that you're bidding higher on those. For your high value segments, you want to identify those. That'll be your next bid category, and so on. So you'll be hyper targeting your campaigns for your top selling products. This gives you the ability to customize your targeting, and it also makes sure that you're having a better control on your ad spend overall, and it will help you just maximize that revenue share. Also, just want to note that if you're questioning how much of your budget should go to PLAs, how much should go towards paid search, we find that 50 to 60% should go towards PLAs. Top sellers should have a 90% impression share specifically for the holiday season. Last 2 tactics, make sure that your feed is optimized. Optimize the first 25 characters of your title so that there's better readability and visibility so that it creates a better user experience. You also want to make sure that your title and description are enriched with converting search terms, and identify the most specific Google product category. You're going to want to add detailed information in the product type. This can be used for campaign structuring, and you should complete this at least 2 weeks before your key holiday period. And the third and last shopping tactic that we wanted to point out is just to add product viewers. So you should identify which of your shoppers are actually viewing your products. They're more engaged. Identify your product pages and segment the page visitors for that product as product viewers, and add those viewers as a separate audience into your shopping ad campaigns. Then you can start allocating bid adjustments for those audiences in particular and cater them specific ads. So tactics are great, but how do you actually implement them easily and effectively, right? So Ron Toth is here of our team. He'll take you through our groundbreaking paid search tool that actually makes all of this really easy. We also have a special offer for UPS customers. So Ron, if you want to take it away.
Thanks, Alyssa. Hello, everyone. So I'm excited to talk about LXRGuide today. It's a great tool that we came up with to help automate a lot of the work that's probably keeping a lot of people that are on this call up at night. So to jump in, LXRGuide is 2 things basically. It's one, it's a Jumpstart package, and what we do with that is when you sign up with us, we know that your campaign is probably filled with a lot of keywords, maybe not structured that great. So we have our expert team go through your account, optimize keywords, check your website, make sure that you're set for success. We want to make sure that before we actually get you in our LXRGuide tool, that your campaign is fully cleaned up and like I said before, just ready for success. That's the Jumpstart. Now, what I'm going to do now is take everyone through the actual demonstration of the tool. Okay, so I'm going to log in here. Now, the first part we do before we jump in is get people set up in the account. After the Jumpstart, after your campaign is all ready to go, we have you come in here and set your goals. It's hard to get strategies and tactics if you don't have any goals set. So we pick whatever the goal might be. Some companies it's revenue over cost, cost over revenue, or cost per order. We find that most companies it's revenue over cost. Basically, for every dollar, you want to get a better return on that dollar. In this case, we're going to put a 4 in here. So this person who's going to be signing up, every dollar that they come, they want to get $4 in return. That's their goal. So with that goal and with the budget, monthly budget that they have in here, the tool is going to set up their strategies and tactics, how to get there. So once they do that, they log in. And here on the dashboard, you're going to see just a snapshot of what your account's looking like, what the goal is, and how you're trending towards that goal. And you can see this one's going up and up. You have your campaigns, all the information taken from your actual AdWords campaign. You can see it all together, or you can break it down between search and shopping. And then you have what your August revenue spend and run rate is. Now the whole meat and potatoes behind this, and basically, the real power behind it is going to be the bottom part here, where we have these tasks. Like I said before, we have a goal in the tool now. Now this tool is going to be set towards the strategies and tactics that will help you get to those goals. So you come in once a week. You'll typically have about 10 to 12 tasks ready to go. So once you click on one here, and this specific one is add converting search queries as keywords, it's telling you that based on the previous week's data, we recommend having these keywords added onto the account. And you can see there's a bunch of them. So if you were to do this on your own, it would take a little bit. So what we do is we allow you to just click on each keyword here. And as you see, as I do, this dollar amount is going to start going up. Based on the previous week's data, we know by adding these keywords should generate that much in revenue. Now you can click on them one by one or just click all. And you'll see for this specific group here, almost $800 of revenue should be increased in your bottom line. Now to do that in your AdWords campaign right now takes a lot of time, but we allow you to just click this post button and it automatically updates your Google AdWords campaign. So it's going to save you a lot of time. And that's just one group. Like I said, we have about 10 to 12 different ones to do. They could be things like adding exact match type keywords, adjusting bids for geolocations, increase bids for mobile devices. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows here that it's saying things like increase bids for mobile devices, but nothing in here is telling you to add more spend. This is all about shifting spend. Again, the goal here is to get more revenue towards the cost, to get more in return from the cost that you're putting out. So if your AdWords budget, let's say, is $5,000, we want to get a better return on that $5,000. So this is all about shifting funds around to the areas that give you a better return. So we're going to target mobile devices. Which keywords work better on a mobile device than a desktop? Pause non-performing keywords. Add exact match type negative keywords. So lots of different groups here that we focus on. Now, if anyone has any questions on how we came up with these keywords, we give you the access to the secret sauce. You could actually just go in the download task analysis and see exactly how the tool came up with everything. We have about 25 unique algorithms working in the background getting you towards these goals. So once you're done with that, that's the only work you have to do in the system. Aside from that, you could go to the reporting page whenever you want. It's always real time and up to date, and you could just see how the tool is actually working for you. You can see performance here over whatever amount of time that you want to check it out. You can see geo. This is how we come up with a lot of that geo targeting that we were talking about. Which states are working for you? Which states are giving you the best return? Which ones aren't? We're going to shift funds around so that we're going towards the areas that are actually giving you a good return. You can see where people are coming from, device distribution, hourly performance. It's always important to know when your customers are shopping, quality scoring, and then impression share. So you can come in here whenever you want to look at these, but like I said, the only real work that you'll have to do in the system is at about, I'd say, 5 to 10 minutes per week completing those tasks. That's the tool. That's the LXRGuide tool. So I'm going to go back into the slideshow here. Okay. And you should see some of the results here. This one here, LS&S, they increased their Google AdWords orders 80% with the LXRGuide. They also decreased spend. Like I said, we're not here to push you to say, in order to hit these numbers, you have to add more money to your budget. We're just saying we're going to give you the best return for that budget, and then it's up to you what to do after that. We also have another one here for painful pleasures. In the first 30 days, they increased their click amount 465%. 7 orders to 661 orders, and the return on cost was 23.9 revenue over cost. So as you can see, this gives really great numbers at a quick rate too. And that's why I'm recommending this for the holiday season for those on the call here. Also, exclusive offer for those that are here or that get this code. If you put in UPS Holiday 17, you're going to get $500 off your LXRGuide tool. And another thing that we're pretty excited about is this Holiday Growth Booster Pack. We've had a couple clients in the past during the holiday season need a little bit more extra work. The tool does what it does, and it does it great, and it'll be doing that all throughout the year for you. But for those during the holiday season that, let's say, need some more help in the back end, they need to possibly add some more keywords. Maybe they're updating their website for the holiday season and they want us to take a look at it in order to add another campaign or add another ad group. Our experts in our team here are going to go look through the account, give a little bit extra work on that to drive you even more success and even more growth during that holiday season. So those are the packs that come with the LXRGuide here. So I'm going to pass it back over to Alyssa to finish up everything.
Great, thanks, Ron. Lastly, we do have more holiday tactics available for you. We compiled it in what we called a Holiday Readiness Workbook. So we'll be sending this to all attendees. We have additional tactics around SEO and social, for instance, along with a holiday calendar that I know Udayan alluded to in the beginning. This calendar will show you the hottest, the heaviest times of the holiday season where you should be advertising and what exact tactics to deploy and when. So look out for this. At this time, we're going to conclude our webinar and just see if anyone has any questions. We'll stay on the line. Just type them into the question part of your GoToWebinar, and we'll get started. I'll see if we have any coming in. All right. So I do see one question so far. This one asks, what is the biggest mistake, that retailers make while running their digital marketing program during the holidays? Good question.
Yeah, great question, Alyssa. So this is Udayan. Let me take a stab at this. So the biggest mistake, interestingly, is not really having a plan for holidays. A lot of people tend to continue with the same non-standard advertising program during the holiday season, and unfortunately, that doesn't really work. And that doesn't really work for multiple reasons. One, the competitive intensity during the holidays really goes up multifold. You are probably sort of dealing with about 10 times more competitors. The second part is because all of these competitors are working on new products, product assortments, different promotions, different pricing, etc. Unless until you have a plan in place, it's very difficult for you to compete with these guys. So not having a plan in place, and obviously is the first step, and that's something that we have seen over the last about 13 years at NetElixir, seems to be the biggest challenge, Alyssa.
Okay, great. And we do have another question. This one seems to be more towards Ron. How much do I need to spend on AdWords per month for the LXRGuide tool?
So it's a good question. So we would say that the strongest return, because again, you need some data in the system for it to analyze and to help improve and optimize. So I would say between $1,500 to I would say about $20,000 per month in paid search spend work best.
Okay, great. Let's see if we have any more. Okay, again for Ron, another LXRGuide geared question. How much does it cost?
Oh, good question. I should have went into that early. So the Jumpstart, which sets everything up, is $2,000 followed by a $500 per month fee.
Okay. And that, I'll give it another few seconds, see if any more questions come in. I'm not seeing anything right now. Okay. Looks like we have no more questions, but you guys, if you think of any questions or if you want to get in touch with us, Ron will definitely reach out to everyone here, and you can email us at ups@netelixir.com for the UPS team. Ron himself is just ron.toth@netelixir.com. Thank you all for attending, and have a great day.